Good morning, everyone. Kansas Sports HQ here on Good Friday. It is Season 2, Episode 8. We're going to meet the new Lenox Pumas from Chicago area. They're going to join us for the Summer Ball Showdown in 2026. They have previously played in the SBS before. And we're going to hear about them, so you guys can understand who they are and where they come from and where they're playing from. But as always, good morning, fellas. How's everyone doing?
Top of the morning, mate.
I'm feeling better than
Hit some legs this morning, mate. And we been looking for the tour. Not once in a minute.
100%. Just a little bit.
Catch an extra hour.
Just. Nice.
You better get
sleepy
tippy-toppy because this guy's gonna, you gotta talk to him about Summer Ball Showdown.
Nah, we played. Oh, trust me. I've been wanting to talk to him for about 3 years. I've played him.
Good.
I've been wanting to talk to him.
All right, that's good.
I call him sick.
You slept all day?
Hey,
Sometimes you need that recovery, you know?
it scratched my brain. And then I was like, if I do it today, how would that end such a strong week for me, you know? But that's okay. So I had to get up. I needed to go. All right. Let's get this out of the way. Sheldon, can we talk about that baseball game now that we're face-to-face?
Yeah,
Real quick?
that was
Okay.
wild.
So,
I was
Sean,
getting your info from it, but
yeah. So, last night I went to watch Bishop Carroll play Mays. Very big game, you know, 5-hit powerhouse, 6-hit powerhouse. So I go to watch. They got a Wichita State commit on the mound for Bishop Carroll and a good righty on the mound for Mays. He was on a 35 limit pitch count. He did give up 1 run, but that was it. The righty for Mays. And then they brought in the second baseman who he controlled the game for the rest of the way. Then Bishop Carroll left the lefty in for a long time. And walk. One swing changed the whole game. Literally one swing. They had one good hit for extra bases, and it was a bomb hit off their aquatic center. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Mays, Sean, but that's a shot.
yeah.
Like, that's a 430-foot bomb. Like,
What was crazy too is when you told me that the wind had died down
Yeah.
some, but the wind was out of the northwest yet.
so
That would have been like the crosswind for their field, but
Yeah.
like still, it wouldn't have been healthy.
no.
It would have been hurting.
Yeah, and that was the lone swing that saved them. And then lefty dialed back in, was going for a little bit, and then Carroll came up late with some big time hits, tied the game up. There was a bad call at the plate that kind of should have went Carroll's way, would have put him up, but the umpire called him out. They fought everything. Carroll did everything right. Carroll was in a good spot. They got their 2 outs quick in the bottom of the 7th. Their second baseman made some errors in the game, but he made a diving play to when it mattered most. And then after that, it was 2 outs. Walk a guy. He gets to second base. Somehow he gets to third. And then next thing you know, you get the guy 0-2, drop third strike. Catcher overthrows the first baseman.
Ball
Run
game.
scores. Ball game.
Wow.
On a drop third strike. Ball game.
So Mays won.
Yep. Mays won 4-3.
Wow.
It was a very chippy game. That was actually very entertaining, especially for high school baseball. Umpire was a bit bad, but consistency and bad go together. You could take consistently bad all day, but
Yeah.
that was kind of the game I saw. That was a very good game for 2 high school teams. Even though after me and Sheldon, I sent Sheldon a score of 16-12 in somebody's box score the other day with 16 hits.
Both
I
teams had
think-
16 hits, dude.
That's the craziest.
I went to the wind surge game.
I was
It was 10-6 wind surge. There was a granny that was called a ground rule double after it hit the very top of a fence, and then the umpires couldn't decipher what to do, so they just called it a ground rule double.
Oh wow,
Well, I think if it hits the top of the fence and bounces in,
that's a live ball.
that's a live ball, is it not?
It is.
They called it a ground rule double.
Unless it hit that yellow. If there's that yellow line on top of the wall,
No, that's still. If it comes back in, that's
if it
still
goes
live.
back in, it's live,
Yeah,
right?
it has to leave the
It-
park for it to be
Yeah,
bound.
because if the guy jumps and it hits off his glove and goes out, it's not a ground rule double. That's a bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
Well,
if it hits
or a
the
4-base
if it
error,
hits
they
the
call it.
fence, if it hits the fence and then goes over,
Still a bomb.
That's
it's
a
a
bomb.
bomb. But if it's beneath that yellow line, hits the fence, somehow hits the fielder, and then goes over,
That would be
that's
That's a
ground rule
ground rule
that'd be a
double.
ground rule.
So that's
Yeah.
why they have that line there, because it's supposed to help them distinguish between what is it hitting.
The top of the
Yeah.
fence and almost top of the fence.
Exactly. Is it
Yeah.
hitting the
That
top
would
of the
be
fence and then
that'd
going?
be a confusing call to make.
Yeah,
But of course they made the
Yeah, but
wrong
with
call.
replay,
they
they have
They have replay,
Let's
but
send it back
they didn't
well,
do
not
that.
New York because it's minor league.
I
Let's send
will.
it back
I will
to
say.
Detroit.
to Wichita.
I will say the first inning was quite comical because the fans were screaming at the umpire.
Oh,
He called 9 straight balls, and then the fans were going crazy.
they wanted the ABS system.
And then the first strike
have
that
that.
the dude threw, every fan got on their feet and just yelled, like, we're screaming. The Naturals put up 2 runs in the first inning, and then the Surge didn't score, and then then the Naturals didn't score, and then the Surge scored. I think it was like the 4th inning when they tied it up, and then there was if you know who Bernie is, Bernie's our friend who calls some stuff at the Summer Ball Showdown. He was like, "Man, this guy's really just needs to hit one. He's been here for 2 years. He can hit the deep ball." And hit top of the fence, ground rule double. Bernie's screaming in my ear that it should have been a home run, whatever. Surge go up, and then the rest is kind of history. And then the fireworks show was interesting. First time they had it inside the ballpark. So where the batter's eye is, it was in that little storage area, and there was like a cake that accidentally blew up upside down. All 16, like part of the cake blew up at the same time. So it was like boom, and then all of a sudden the finale went off. But it was really cool, man. They had a lot of things. There was like NASCAR or dirt track cars were out there. There was like ketchup, mustard, pickles, and salt and pepper walking around, like little costumes everywhere. They're doing a golden chick strikeout batter. So if that batter strikes out at any point in the game, you get a golden chick opportunity per se. The field just looked really, really good last night. I sent
Dude,
Sheldon a picture, and it
immaculate.
was
They do a good job there.
it was beautiful.
Hartman's like he's literally won that award, I think, multiple times as like the best grounds guy. But that thing looks insane. Like when you sit there, like especially where he was sitting last night, like that makes you just like fall in love with baseball. Like you just look at the field and you're like,
I saw some pictures. Drew posted pictures. How'd the boys enjoy the getting on the field and everything?
You know, I didn't see them get on the field because I got there before them, and I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't do that.
Dave
I
basically
saw.
said, "Them kids."
I saw.
I'm busy.
I saw them, but I was walking around talking to everybody,
yeah.
which I saw Drew. What?
Yeah.
What is this?
Nothing.
Say what you're gonna say.
I'm muted.
Say what you're gonna say. You're not
No.
muted.
I can't say that. That's funny though.
No, I mean, I saw several athletes, gave them high fives. Drew walked up, shook my hand. He was like, "Why are you in here?" I was like, "I got here and Colin let me in."
Colin.
So,
I'm a little pissy with him for not getting on yesterday.
dude, he was running around like crazy.
But you got 2 minutes to hop on a call.
Yeah,
Come on, you ain't that busy.
yeah. I guess. I mean, for
Bro,
what
you call me and you say, "Hey, can you hop on this real quick?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. 2 minutes."
And you're right. You did that with
So my hookup wasn't good. I understand.
it wasn't even that.
I was gonna ask the question, be like, "How did you shake his hand? Was it like one of these, or was it
Drew?
one of these?"
So
Sometimes it's in between a fist bump and a hand. Like he'll lift his. I'm always going for the handshake. Usually he'll go for the fist bump. I'm like, we can do.
well, the
That's-
backstory on Drew is I used to be his boss at Coca-Cola,
yeah.
and
I love Drew. Drew's cool.
And the only way that I know how to shake Drew's hand is
yeah,
like this, and go there, and he we did that.
There's a lot of young coaches who don't necessarily do it right, and I would say Drew's one of those guys who does his absolute best to do the club ball season
sure.
right.
for sure.
There's Mark. Mark, good morning. How are you?
I was like, what's the sound?
Oh, you thought it was you.
Morning.
I
How we
just didn't
doing,
know.
Dave?
Whoa, hold on a second. We got some echo happening. Hold on, let me see here.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's see here.
Now it's in
Try that
thousands.
again. Good morning.
Morning, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You hear me
I don't know why
okay?
we're echoing. We can hear you. There's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a massive echo. Are we?
He's probably in a
All right.
kitchen or something. Where you sitting at, man?
I'm sitting downstairs in my basement.
Oh, he went.
Now we have no audio.
Now we have no audio. Are we back?
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
You hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, we're.
You
Are you
got
sitting in
me
the
now?
kitchen or something? Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm in my like family room downstairs. So
Solid. You have a heavy echo, and hopefully I can help that out when I do the editing. But other than that,
It's all
good morning, man. Excited to have you on to talk about the Pumas and coming back into the Summer Ball Showdown after a couple years away, going to the NABF stuff. So talk to us about the Pumas, what you guys are about, and help the people understand who you are.
all right. So we started in 2019. We started in Midlothian, Illinois, which is about I would say about 30 minutes from where we are now. We played as the Mid-Crest Pumas for 4 seasons, 2019 through 2022. And after that, we moved to New Lenox. We moved in 2023. We've been there. This is going to be our 4th season in New Lenox. We play in the Chicago Suburban Baseball League, which is one of the top leagues in the country. It's NABF affiliated league. Has the defending national champion Beecher Muskies in there, Lombard Orioles, 2 of the top teams in the country every year. We play a really, really tough regular season schedule. We play the Chicago Cloud, who's a non-affiliated league team, but they compete in the Final Four of the NABF every year. So we play some really, really good competition around our parts. Our league is really, really solid. We had a team last year in our league, the Addison Braves, who made the World Series. They won 4 games the year before and ended up almost getting to the final round of the NABF World Series. So, the competition that we play throughout the season is probably second to none. We play one of the toughest schedules around. We're going up to Green Bay this year to play the Green Bay Blue Ribbons during the year, Wisconsin
Pac, go.
State League. So we're, like I said, we're really, really, our schedule's really, really tough.
So it kind of preps you for that SBS run, coming down and making a statement to play here. We're excited to have you guys back. What's the driving factor to come back to the SBS?
To kind of finish what we should have finished in 2023. I think the motivating factor is our league, the Chicago Suburban League, hosts the NABF World Series, which they do a great job. Sam Hamstra, Chris Viverito with the umpiring, they do a great job running the World Series. But what I found out is we didn't make the World Series last year. Last year we had kind of an off year with some commitment issues. I got kind of work the NABF World Series and kind of see, and basically I'm thinking with our team, we got a pretty young team. Most of our guys are probably 18 to 20. We do have a couple guys, past college on our team, but the majority of the teams in the NABF World Series, the good teams, are older teams. And I thought it'd be more appealing after seeing both the Summer Ball Showdown. Actually, I've been to all 3. I've been to the NBC World Series, Summer Ball Showdown, and the NABF World Series. That probably the Summer Ball Showdown for this year would probably be best for our team because it appeals more to the younger college player. So
Nice,
And I
nice.
think
Yeah.
that's the main driving force of coming back this year.
Very good, very good. So, without telling us all your secrets, like I know you recruit players and do all of that stuff, but like tell us who you're looking for. If you need some players, how can we help promote you? We're gonna post this. I'll share the link with you and all that good stuff. But what kind of player are you looking for? What stuff about the players do you like? I mean, high character guys, true talent, all of that stuff. Kind of give us a rundown.
Yeah, obviously all that above, being a good person, having high character, being an athlete. I like multiple sport athletes because I was a multiple sport athlete myself. I My thing from the past is like I think we've had a lot of success with guys that played multiple varsity sports in high school, because they are more gamers when it comes down to um, uh, basically when in pressure situations. So that's the biggest thing I'm trying to recruit is guys that may have played football in high school, may played basketball, just multiple sport guys that know how to get in pressure situations. Guys that are not soft. That's the one thing. Last year we had too many soft guys. Didn't want to show up in certain situations, certain times. Couldn't handle adversity. So this year I've made sure and I've kind of vetted that, you're gonna play for me, you ain't gonna be soft. We had a preseason meeting on Google Meet, and basically I told the guys that, hey, you're gonna play for me, you're not gonna be soft. Okay, we're not gonna take 3 weeks or 4 weeks off after the regular season and then come join us in July because my arm hurts, or my pinky hurts and stuff like that. So unless it's like a legit thing, um, once the season's over, you're coming to play for us right away. So that's basically kind of the things I've kind of I'm looking for in players. We do need a couple more arms. Our position players are pretty much set. We got a great mix of older guys and younger guys, position players. We got some really, really, really talented position players this year. We got some talented front end arms. We need to work on maybe getting a few more arms for our bullpen, and I think we'll be really, really good for the season here.
Well, with the younger guys, are you guys going to play fast? I mean, usually when you think of, an 18 to 20-year-old roster, those guys are scooting around the bases and small ball lives large in some ways.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I like to run. I mean, that's my philosophy as a coach. And I'm gonna get the fast kid. Who can steal bases. Guys who could bunt, play small ball, get guys over. Just kind of play team baseball.
Mark, tell us a little bit about your background. Like where are you from? Sports, like what's kind of where you got started, and then how did that kind of lead you on to, the Pumas organization, getting that going? Like what was kind of the story behind it?
Okay, so well, I grew up in Oak Forest, Illinois. Played baseball at Oak Forest High School. Three-sport athlete: baseball, football, and basketball at Oak Forest High School. Kind of was an athlete my whole life. My whole life basically revolved around sports growing up. I mean, my dad really kind of pushed me into basically every sport every season. And so, um, so basically my whole life basically revolved around sports. And then I got to high school. Um, I played for legendary Andy Siena, who's a legendary high school baseball coach in Illinois, who basically won the national championship in 1985 with Oak Forest High School. So playing for him, he instilled a lot of discipline in me and basically kind of helped me bring me to the next level as far as playing baseball. I played from Oak Forest. I got a scholarship to play baseball at the University of Illinois Chicago. I played there for 2 seasons. I started both seasons. I was kind of more of a scrappy contact hitter. Wasn't much of a power guy. 290 hitter. Hit a lot of line drives. Didn't strike out much at all. In fact, I think I had at one time had the least amount of strikeouts for a season at UIC. And then the coach ended up getting fired, so I ended up transferring to North Central College in Naperville, which I finished in 2001. And ended up being all region at North Central. Throughout the time I was in college, I played for the Crestwood Panthers, for Bill Stores, which it was a legendary program in
I
the
do know who Bill
Northern
Stores
Illinois
is.
Baseball League in the Chicago. Yep. So I played the NBC World Series about 4 or 5 times during that time, and it was a great time. We had a blast playing baseball for the Panthers, and from there I ended up 2015. Bill asked me to manage the Panthers. He was kind of taking a step aside. So I ended up managing the Panthers in 2015, and in 2016. And then basically there was an issue in 2017 where the Panthers 2017, 2018, the Panthers ended up going to the what's I can't remember that league. It was the Midwest Collegiate League. It was called the Northern League. Basically, the owner of that league kind of took the team name over, and from there, I took the 2018 season off. Didn't really do anything in 2018. Just kind of try to build my own program up, and that's how I kind of started the Pumas in 2019, and that's kind of where we're at today. So the new Lenox Pumas actually derived from the Crestwood Panthers, basically. So
Yeah, that's great. So I'm trying to remember in 2023 what teams you played in the SBS. We have one athlete here. His name is Najee. He played for the Wellington Heat. And how many years you played for
Okay.
the Wellington Heat, bud?
3.
3 years?
Yeah.
Did you play the Panther or the Pumas?
I did play the Pumas. I did play the Pumas. We did play that game where it was technically combined effort of me and Nick Chasey trying to keep our hopes alive. It was me and Nick Chasey. Everybody else was tired. They wanted it more. They wanted to be there more than us. And I consider it as a whole. They wanted to be there more than us. They didn't want to win it.
What day did you play? Was it Saturday?
Sunday. Come on.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a Sunday. Oh, was that to go to the
I believe
ship?
it was Sunday morning. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there
that's
you go.
And then,
Nick.
Yep. Wait, who was that? Who dropped?
Oh, that was the right fielder.
That's when Nick Streeter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
hit that ball
Oh, yeah,
to right
right.
field,
Oh,
and then
P-Watt.
just
Yes,
and then
P-Watt. Mhm.
just scored.
Yeah.
It, like cleared the bases. I'm trying to remember you had a guy on the team like with a unique name. It was like Spatharakis or Spartharakis or something like that. Super nice dude.
Oh, Dimitri. Yeah, actually, Dimitri is back with me this year. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, we had a lot of unique names on that team. A lot of Italian names and Greek names. So,
yeah, I'll never forget.
We had a really good team in 2023.
When do you guys start playing like regular season stuff? Do you guys start, do you have older guys that start a little bit earlier? Is it like a traditional college schedule in the summer where you just start June, July? What's kind of your guys' regular season outlook kind of look like?
So we start May 22nd. We'll play the Chicago Cloud. Most of our college guys are usually back by then. Our high school seniors are definitely not back. And I have quite a few of those guys this year. High school seniors are going to be college freshmen, and they're still playing in the IHSA state tournament. And this year we have a couple guys that are on teams that are projected to go pretty far in a tournament. So we probably won't have them back to the second week of June. So we just kind of rely on the older players. in the beginning of the season, try to get by.
Yeah.
That's why I'm actually looking for some more arms, some older guys actually that could come out and pitch right away in the first part of the season. It's tough. Your roster's a little bit smaller in the first part of the season because you don't have all the high school seniors back. So usually we start to get rolling with everybody in about the first week of June. And then we start rolling from there. We go about 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a Saturday doubleheader. That's the majority of our schedule. I try to give most Sundays off. Every Monday will be off, and most all Fridays will be off. That's kind of how I set up the schedule. There's a couple Sunday games we are playing, but sometimes you can't help that. But I try to give the kids
So
at
you
least a
get
break 3 days a week. We don't play every single day.
do you guys run like more of like you in an actual league, or is it more of an independent scheduling? Like you're able to. So I said you obviously are going up to Green Bay. I heard
It's
that earlier, but
it's we're Yeah, so we're in a league, and then we can schedule our non-league games as well. So
okay, cool.
so we
Yeah,
play each
that's
team in the
similar to us.
Chicago Suburban League 5 times.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
then we actually have 2 associate members from Indiana that we play. And those actually count in the standings. We play them twice, but those teams are actually associate members. They're not in the league, but they count in our standings. So the Lake County
Are any
Corn
of their
Dogs,
team names the Bears?
Ralph Flores, really great. The Corn Dogs, Lake County Corn Dogs.
What do you
And
feel
then
about the
the
Bears moving over into Indiana? Tell us a little bit on
Oh
your
man,
opinions on that.
we're getting
the Bears.
into
The Bears moving to Indiana is probably going to happen. Probably it's 100% sure going to happen. So
Or are they going to move to
the
Iowa?
funny thing about it is that their stadium's going to be right on the state line, so it's going to be probably about 500 feet into Indiana, but it'll still be Indiana. So, yeah, I think they are going to Indiana without a doubt. I mean, Illinois don't want to get things done politically, so
yeah.
as far
Are
as
you a Bears fan?
as far as politics,
Yeah, he is.
I'm a Bears fan. Yes, I am.
Yeah, when we ran into you at ABCA, I remember we had chatted just for a few minutes, and Dave and I ended up going to that game. That game was insane. It was so fun. It
Yeah.
was it was cool until it
It
wasn't for
was
me, but
it was nuts when
it
I
was
watched that
awesome.
game on TV.
Matt LaFleur. Choke job.
It was man, I was actually watching it in Columbus at the bar. I'm going nuts. I'm like, holy cow, this is awesome. Like when they came back, I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
believe
that place was
they
shaking,
came
dude.
back and won that game. Yeah. I
Yeah,
bet.
your Bears are fourth quarter sloots.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, that's pretty
Yep.
crazy. All the comebacks in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Going back to baseball. So you said you started coaching summer ball in 2015. Were you coaching anywhere else before that?
Yeah, so I've been coaching in the high school level for probably 25 years.
Okay.
Right now I coach at Bloom Township High School in Chicago Heights, Illinois. I've coached, as assistant coach at Bremen High School. I was the head coach at Rich East High School, which is now closed, for about 2 years. So I've been around to different places, coaching high school baseball, but for the most part, it's where I actually teach at Bloom Township. And that's where I've been the last 10 years coaching as an assistant in high school baseball. So and I've also I had a
Gotcha.
couple summer teams in the past, 18U teams. 2010, I ran a team called the Midlothian Thunder who they made it all the way to the regional final, almost made the Palomino World Series. So I've been coaching baseball a long time, and but the one thing it seems like when I'm coaching, every year you learn more and more things, and I kind of look back when I was probably coaching and when I was younger and 25, 26, 27, 28, I kind of figured I was such a dumbass back then because if I knew the stuff I knew now, I mean, I probably would have been a lot better coach. There's more to coaching than just fundamentals. There's a lot of it's psychology, a lot of it's kind of, you know, being very supportive of the player and stuff I really didn't know back then. You kind of have to um, incorporate in your coaching philosophy now. Is you have to look at all sides of things now. It's the kids now are a lot different than they were 20 years ago. Everybody's on their phone now. Everybody gets information from their phone. So you kind of have to adapt to that kind of philosophy now. I mean, when I was in high school, we didn't have social media. We didn't have any of that stuff. If we want to see our name somewhere, we had to look at the local newspaper. Now these kids now don't even know what a newspaper is. So, so it's times have definitely changed. And like I said, you have to learn more and more, and you have to adapt to it. So,
Yeah, I think that's one of the struggles with especially high school coaches, and you can also bring in the travel and the club coaches along with that. Is guys who have coached for such a long time, they'll want to kind of sit on their knowledge that they already have. And I think the most beautiful thing about coaching is every single year, like you said, you can learn more things. I'm sure in 20 years I'll look back and say, man, what a
right.
dumbass I was back at this time. So I think that's a really good point of, you know, if I'm gonna go to work every day, I'm not just gonna stay the same. I gotta continue to get better and evolve every single day I go to work. Whether I've been doing this for 5 years, 10 years, 15 or 20 years. And then you mentioned also about not wanting your players to be soft, especially in the summer, and I completely understand that. But yeah, still, even if you make that vetting as best you can in the recruiting process, obviously it's still kind of a crapshoot when they get there. So, what are some things that potentially you could do when your players show up and they might be acting a little soft? What are some things you do, maybe perhaps that when they get there, to kind of mold them out of that?
Try it. Well, first thing you got to do is try to talk to them and kind of develop a relationship with them, and um, it kind of, you know, if they are acting soft, kind of just let them know, this is you can't be acting like this if you
Probably
want
the
to,
easiest way about it.
your baseball
Can't be
career.
I like that.
You just got to let them know.
Don't complicate it. Just let them know.
I mean, that's just basically what it is. I mean, I try to do it in a nice way. And one thing in the summertime, I don't yell and scream at any kids. I don't, I'm not one of those type of coaches. Um, I had been pissed off at times where I would, kind of get that way. But then you realize times are different. What worked for me back in 1996 to 1998, right around that, doesn't work for a lot of kids now. So you kind of have to ease into the kind of mental psychology of things when you see somebody kind of acting soft. And basically what summer baseball is all about, this is 95% of the battle of summer baseball is commitment. Okay, you're gonna get good players on your team. There's no doubt. However, it's the teams that show up every day, the teams that are committed, the teams that work together as a team. Like we had in 2023, those are the teams that are actually going to get to the next level. And you look at, the Beecher Muskies who won our league, the NABF national champions, are a perfect example of that. All those guys play together. They all like each other. They all play together. Fred Lesage does a great job with that team. And you always want to use them as a model as far as getting your guys together to play as a team like that and kind of buying into a culture, and I think that's what you have to kind of do in the summertime. You can't just this guy's a number and we're just going to have him give us a few at bats and then, have him leave us. You have to kind of, like I said, develop a relationship with them and kind of help them out a little bit. I think that's the key. And same aspect, the player cannot go into the season and I'm just going to use these guys to get my bats and, get my work in the summer. And then, I'm going to go on to my college season. And there are actually some college coaches that are actually they're it's sad, but they actually kind of promote that factor because I just get your bats in and get 50, 60 bats and it'll shut you down the rest of the season. I don't agree with that philosophy. I think if you're gonna get better at baseball, you gotta play. Now I can understand if a pitcher throws 70, 80 innings in a regular season, they want to shut them down. That's fine. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, okay, all right, if that pitcher wants to go on and play professional baseball, they're going to have to go and throw more than 80 innings in a season. So that's my philosophy on things. Maybe I'm a little goofy about thinking that, but
we agree
you
with
have
you.
to get the work in to get better. I'm kind of old school in that philosophy. So
No, we agree with you 100% on that.
It's always blown my mind that kids
Yeah.
now all of a sudden think not playing baseball is going to some way, somehow turn them into better baseball players. That's the part that always just kind of throws me for a
Right.
loop. And then you have the conversation with them and they're like, well, yeah, I want to train. And it's like, well, good baseball players play baseball and they train at the same times. Like, it's not like you don't have time in
At the same
24 hours
time,
in a day
exactly.
to
Yeah.
not train and play. Like, it just, that more to show, it just is, you're probably not going to end up being a high level baseball player if that is your mentality, is that you need to do one or the other, and you're sacrificing one or the other. Like, it's just it just doesn't equate when you actually break it down
Right.
and look at it from the longevity of the player, especially underdeveloped players. That's the other part that I think a lot of college players think that they're fully developed when they aren't. And baseball is an old man's game too. Like, there's young players that are amazing, yes, but there's a lot of guys that are up there in age still playing at a super, super high level and not mid 20s. And, you're talking in the 30s. And, it's just, I don't know, their sense of, understanding. But really what I think it is lack of coaching, lack of leadership, lack of places where they actually are trying to develop guys anymore, because everyone's just kind of shopping guys around as it is.
Right.
And then that's why you have so much turnover. I mean, there's a lot of variables, obviously, but yeah, I mean, your philosophy behind it,
Oh yeah,
it's
100%.
wild to even
Transfer
say
portal
that's
changed a lot of things.
old school now, but it kind of seems that that's where I'm at too. And I don't feel like I'm that old, but yeah, it's just it's a wild
Right.
game we play with these kids nowadays.
On a wild and side note,
Yep, and
I'm pretty sure you still play, don't you? Don't you still play some baseball?
yep, yes, I do. Yeah, I
remember
still
seeing
play in
an
the men's
update.
league. I actually play for the Pumas.
Go ahead.
Yes, I actually still play. I still play for the Pumas at times if they need me. Playing the men's league in Tinley Park, which is nearby. So I still play here and there. I've gone to Puerto Rico quite a few times and played in the 35 and older tournament. So right now I'm 48 and I'm getting older. It's getting a little tougher with I'm getting slower every year, it seems like. But I can still hit the ball a little bit. Last year, I became the oldest, because we were down players for a second game with doubleheaders. I became the oldest starting outfielder ever to play in the Chicago Suburban Baseball League at 47.
Yeah.
So, and actually
Someone's got
caught
to do that.
2
Hey,
balls
so-
hit
yeah,
to
yeah,
me. So
yeah.
that was actually pretty. Yep. So,
Did you have to track
you
them
know,
down,
it's-
or
you gotta do
were
what
they
you
right
gotta
at
do
you?
sometimes. One I had to track down. I had to run quite a bit. I'm surprised I got to it. I had to run to the warning track, and I almost bumped into the fence when I caught the ball. So I was actually kind of proud of myself. I can still do that. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I mean, I could probably still hit with the best of them. If I played the whole season still in the Chicago Suburban League, I could at least still bat, I think, 250, 260, I think. And which is probably better than some of the guys that are playing. So, which is, I think, that's one thing I can always do is hit. I don't like, so defensively, I can play a little first base, but I'm not as fast. I used to be one of the fastest people around, and I'm not fast anymore. So time
He'll
catches
catch
up
up
to
with you
you,
sometimes.
so.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, right now is we typically do like little shout outs and stuff. So if you have some shout outs, maybe sponsors, players, whatnot, this is your time to shine. So the floor is yours if you want to give any shout outs.
Oh, I'm trying to cut me on the spot here.
Yeah, everybody gets stuck.
I'm about to shout out to anybody who's helped me along my journey of coaching in the past and playing. I mean, I'm a shout out to all those people that helped me along the way. All the players that played for the Pumas in the past. You've kind of made the Pumas who they are. We want to keep this tradition going and take it to the next level each and every year. So, like I said, anybody who's played for me in the past, the people that have helped develop me as a baseball player, you guys know who you are. I'm definitely, definitely a shout out to you guys. So.
Well, yeah, so real quick plug for the Summer Ball Showdown. The Pumas are going to be here July 29th through August 2nd at Genesis Sports Complex with the Summer Ball Showdown. Hopefully you have a few dudes that want to play or want to participate in the Chick-fil-A Home Run Derby. They have some new custom bats, obviously. I'm pretty sure one of your players won it in 2023, if I remember that correctly. But, we do a lot of
Bradley
fun.
Miller.
Yeah, fun community events. He won Chick-fil-A for free for a year. I don't know anyone that wouldn't want to do that on a short porch, but yeah, we're excited to have you guys coming back
Right.
and competing for a national championship against several of the new teams that we're getting in. So we're excited for that, and Mark, we're grateful that you had time to join us, and we'll be getting this up here shortly and go from there.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Dave and Jen Sheldon. Thanks for having me on. So,
Yeah, have a good one, man. Go Pack, go.
all right, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of the day now.
You too.
See you.
All right, let's talk about
All
Sean's
right,
shirt now.
bye-bye.
Why are we talking about my shirt?
Is it the Patriots shirt or is it just a Patriots shirt?
No,
Here
that
we
was
go
a
again.
combined purchase, I think.
Yeah, that was a hat and shirt deal.
So you drove.
I got 2 shirts and a hat.
You went all the way to Mulvane for a Patriots for two things.
Oh gosh, here we go. It's not muted this time.
Yeah.
So that's why he's doing this. It's not the April Fool's time.
Patriot without an S.
Don't be.
Without an S.
Do not be the bigger man. Let's go. Come on, it's Friday.
Patriot
It is.
without the S.
That's Patriot.
I'm not a Mulvane Patriots fan. I'm not a New England Patriots
What?
fan.
You're not a fan
Is
of
it Kellen's birthday today?
Kellen's birthday, man. Shout out Kellen.
Happy birthday, Kellen.
Shout out my old boss / other dad back home, Bill Lytle too. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday to everybody.
You should try and call Kellen real quick. See if you can put him on
Yeah.
our audio thing and
You
tell
know-
him so we can tell him
And
happy
then
birthday.
Tell him happy birthday again.
Make him sing for us. Make him sing for us.
We'll put him on the spot and be
What
like,
about-
all right, we need that. We need happy birthday to yourself
Yeah, sing
right now.
We're not gonna sing it to you. You're
We'll just
gonna
be
have to
background
sing.
noise.
I don't know how to get that because the last time we called somebody, we couldn't hear them on this.
Why not? Yeah, we
What do you
did.
mean?
Did we hear him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you heard him.
Okay.
You called
Yeah, just
what's his
fine.
name? Jesse.
Jesse, soft handshake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's he
soft
talking?
handshake.
What?
Yeah.
He was talking about how to handshake with Drew.
Soft handshake.
No, it's a hard handshake.
It is a.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
That's probably the
Flint
gay-
noodle.
That might be the gayest thing we've ever done.
That's the
That's
new thing,
different.
bro.
Yeah,
That's the new
that's
wave, bro. That's
That's
it.
Oh my!
Ew! Ew!
That's the new wave, bro. That's how me and Coach Pogo dap out.
You go in and you're like this.
I say,
Kellen, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Hey, what up, Kellen?
Hey, Kellen, happy birthday!
How y'all doing?
Oh, great!
Thank
man.
you so
I can't
much.
hear him.
How old are you, Kellen?
you can't hear him?
I can.
I
hear
can
I
hear him.
just turned 22.
Oh, you
man.
young.
22, man.
You young. I'm feeling 22.
That's the
Oh, there it
exact
is.
song I played. I don't know about you.
Oh, sing it. Sing it.
22.
Kellen, we wanted to call you.
I gotta save the pipe. I gotta save the pipes for the season, y'all. I can't be singing it now.
My fault.
That's true. You gotta.
We were calling so you could sing yourself happy birthday.
He can't sing. He just said
He just said he's got to save the pipes.
Are you guys doing? Are you guys?
You are live on the
Live
podcast,
Yes,
buddy.
sir.
you are live. And
Surprise!
Everybody,
That's
the
our
voice of the
birthday
Mud
present.
Daubers.
Yeah.
Is this the voice of the mud? Hey,
Yeah.
my name's
This is the
Najee.
voice of the Mud
Not
Daubers,
Najee.
yes. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to? Who is?
You have Najee Armbrister, Sheldon Howell, Sean Cutler, and Dave Bush.
Well, it's good to hear from y'all. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited to see y'all. And gosh, almost a month now. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you're you graduate on the 15th of May, and then
Yep.
straight down to Mud Dauber Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me. It's a great year for the
I love the
Daubers.
drive. The drive is beautiful from here to Wichita. It's a beautiful drive.
Ah,
Where do you drive from?
yeah. Where are you coming
Yeah,
St. Louis.
Oh,
I
okay. He's being
like,
sarcastic.
Right down the road.
Yeah. I go through Kansas City, like, so just the road from Kansas City to Wichita.
You
is
like the
really
Flint
cool.
Hills.
I thought you were
He's a
referring
big hill
to.
guy.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
thought you
we
might
got-
refer to the Ozark route down through Joplin and then coming up. That would be like 8 hours.
That'd be ways.
You got to take him to Mount Sunflower.
Go a few hours west. of
Right?
Yeah.
Wichita there.
Take him to the largest ball of twine.
Shoot, that's closer.
Go see Big Brutus.
You got to get them with the pod, man. Like big ball of twine.
What are you gonna do for your birthday, Kellen?
Uh,
Darn.
I'm getting myself a nice personal Carvel cake. I'm gonna enjoy every bit of it.
Carvel? What is?
What's this?
What's that?
The Carvel, y'all don't know what a Carvel cake is?
No, sir.
No, we're all looking it up on Google right now.
Everybody's about to be.
R&D's on it.
Can you spell it?
So yeah, it's an ice cream cake. Carvel, Carvel.
Is that that's a brand? Like, can you buy
Yeah.
that at a store, or is
Yeah.
that like
Yeah, they
a?
literally.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're
I've seen this
usually
before.
in the frozen aisle, but sometimes they'll have their own fridges. Like my grocery store has its own Carvel fridge or
Oh, wow.
freezer.
Oh, okay. I've seen this
And,
before for sure.
An ice cream cake is a layered dessert with ice cream, often with crunchy middle layers of chocolate chip cookie crumbs and
Didn't we read
fudge.
the definition?
Whoa! No! This is theirs. This is the Carvel ice
Yeah.
cream cake
Yeah, that's the
definition.
definition of every ice cream cake. 'Cause-
No, it says it has Nutella in it too.
Just so you guys know.
All right, I didn't see that. Hey,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He's
look
a
at you, healthy
connoisseur.
guy.
He didn't even know.
can't really call yourself a connoisseur anymore, my guy. You got to be able to know the food.
Carvel is known for their crunchies in their ice cream cake.
This is Dairy Queen.
That's basically what Carvel is. No disrespect. I love Carvel as much as the next guy.
Oh,
but
now
this
you
is-
know what Carvel.
Yeah, I knew what
Oh,
it was.
okay.
I just never I call it the red ice cream cake
Okay.
because it's in a red box. So I know it's the
well,
red box ice cream cake.
I'll
It's
tell
like
you what,
fancy.
you enjoy that, Kellen. You enjoy that.
Yeah,
I hope
I,
you
I
earn
will
it.
stay away from anything ice cream.
We're gonna get one for ourselves to celebrate your birthday.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
There we
make sure
go.
you get the knife on the
Please
fire.
do. Please do.
Get the knife on the fire so it cuts the ice cream cake.
You're gonna eat that whole cake by yourself?
I'm a college student. I just got plastic utensils, man. I don't got anything like
Okay,
that.
yeah.
You know, if he sets the plastic utensils,
This is a
no,
fire.
I don't know how that works. Yeah.
let's not do.
But no, man, we just wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday, and we're excited to have you coming down soon. Or coming
Well, thank
over,
you so
however
much.
that looks.
It's hilarious that you called because I literally got the call while I was texting Chris. So
Yeah, he just texted us while we were calling you, so it's kind of interesting too.
Yeah. He just told us he talked to Kellen because it's his birthday.
he's a double agent then. I
We
see.
we locked you in for the summer. That's what we did. Hit you with a double. Well, no.
Well, I'm very excited to see y'all. And thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your cake.
Thank you. Y'all too. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
See you, bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a cool surprise.
Yeah. Oh.
Figured out why Sheldon couldn't hear him because I didn't even have the ears on
see.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Kellen's a good dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I almost asked
Kellen
him.
might be staying with you.
I almost asked him
Voice of the
what his
Nages.
feelings were when beat,
Oh,
but then
Oh,
you
the
know,
Heat beat the Daubers? You can say it. It's fine.
it's
Everybody knows it happened. You can
No,
say
Kellen's emotionally invested.
Yeah,
No, I know.
he was super invested.
I feel
in
like
that,
I
and-
remember
Oh,
that
yeah.
because
but I didn't want to ruin his birthday.
He
Kellen's a
called.
dog.
He called the next game, huh? Did he not? The championship game.
Yeah, he called the championship game.
Because I remember him coming down for the lineups, and I could see in his face he was just like,
Kellen's a
Fine, just give him to me.
Dude, I'm
Hey,
not happy to do
"Hey,"
this.
and I want you to know, I respect it.
Yeah,
I
he was bought
respect
in.
it. I respect it. Shout out to you,
She's
Kellen.
part of the fam, man.
Yeah, man. Feel the win and feel the
We've
losses.
been there for one summer, already part of the fam.
What's a dog?
Yeah, it's what we do.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's a serious question. What is a dog?
It's a big old wasp.
It's basically a mud wasp.
Yeah.
Mud wasp.
And so we get to see our mascot at the game sometimes, especially in the Mulvane.
a
There's always a mascot flying around.
Yeah, we like to keep
Show us
them
your
out there.
stinger.
Yeah.
Wrong
We
stinger.
don't have to get a mascot because you have live ones.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Yeah, that would be that'd be kind of. I don't know if the kids would. I mean, not a lot of fans show up to games. but
Release the swarm.
If we had a big old mud dauber walking around, that freaked me out, honestly. But
I'd just be
Hey.
like, "Is that a mosquito? I'm out."
Hey, we're the only two with like live the Heat and the Dogs are the two with like
every single day you say, "Oh, there's the sun." Our
There's the
mascot's
heat.
out here, and then a big storm rolls through and covers up your
Mhm.
mascot.
yeah. and
A
That's
bad storm usually.
This is Wellington,
Yeah, but
but no.
well,
Well,
what's your plans for the weekend, Nosh?
tomorrow you got to coach. Got to do a little bit of coaching. Got
Yeah.
your Saturday classes.
Yeah.
Slow pitch tournament tomorrow.
Hey,
South Lakes.
If
April
the
11th.
rain doesn't,
There's not supposed to rain tomorrow.
but if
Supposed
it
to rain
pours enough today, they'll
But it's
cancel it.
It's
not
only
supposed
supposed to rain for like 3 hours. Like,
whatever was supposed to be at the beginning of the week is mostly gone.
well, it's
Yeah,
only
missed.
it's only 70% of the coverage that they cover.
Yeah,
So
so,
is
if
it-
if
it-
South
it-
Lakes
it's
is in
not
the
in that
30% of the coverage,
yeah,
It
we
says
good.
10% at
Yeah,
1
but-
and 2.
what
Oh.
if you take each four of the corners of the coverage map for rain, put them in your pockets, then you get all the rain yourself.
Oh my!
Hey, maybe I could get those rain in flavors besides Dreamsicle.
And now we're
Doubtful.
talking about that rain.
Doubtful.
Hey, see, and then
Doubtful.
and you see how the rains gas keep going on
yeah,
because
right.
now we're talking about purple rain and oh my
There's
Oh,
a purple rain.
Chocolate rain.
Purple rain, purple rain.
look at Sheldon, man. You,
Yeah.
Banger,
Prince.
dog.
Old Prince.
Banger.
the culture.
I just
man.
watched the New Girl episode where Prince was in it last night. So.
Bro, what's up with you and New Girl, man?
Our new girl's funny, man.
What's
It's a
up?
good. It's a good
What's up with you and
It's-
not New Girl? That's what
chill
I wanna know.
show.
It's just like,
I like-
some
The worst
bullshit
character.
extra.
The worst character is the main character. It's the worst character.
Yeah.
Oh.
All the other characters are 10 out of 10.
How the worst characters the worst. You know,
The main
It's
character
written
is the
like
worst,
that, isn't it?
worst character. Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Anywho,
But
you know,
what do you got
Tom-
planned for this weekend, Sean?
well, the family's coming in.
That is
tonight.
true.
Yeah,
They are.
they'll be here. They'll be here. I don't know if they're on the road yet or not, but
On the road.
Still got an
again.
exclusive podcast for tomorrow.
yeah, it shouldn't be too long. I mean, it'll just be, I think, my brothers and me and Sheldon, and
What time is this happening?
probably during class, because Scout has a track meet in the morning, which
And Banks.
and Banks, and so I'm gonna try and get out to that. Maybe bring one of my family with me. I don't know.
One of
But-
them?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be early in the morning. I'm sure we'll stay up
Ah.
late tonight. I told the brother we'd come here and do the golf sim or something, but we'll kind of see what happens when they get in tonight. I have Good Friday service at church. You're invited. You're invited. You're invited. 6:30 at
Do it
Glen
one more
Park.
time. Do it one more time.
You're
You're
invited,
ready.
you're
You're
invited. So we got Good Friday service. I don't think my parents and my siblings will make it in time for that. But so we'll happy Good Friday to everybody.
Eat your fish and bread.
Today was the day that, and I'll read about it here in a little bit.
I want
but
some
today
snap and
is the
some
day
hard
that
cross bun right now.
Christ died for us on the cross. So we'll get to talk about that at church tonight.
Fish
And then
Peas.
tomorrow, going to the Wichita State baseball game.
Ooh.
Shout out
Ew.
Alex Johnson, my guy.
Shocks up.
Yeah, he got us.
Shock in the hand.
He got us hooked up. and for the game tomorrow with all me and my family, and then we'll kind of see what happens tomorrow night, and then we're golfing on Sunday after church, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody! I really hope everybody's family gets in safe and everything, and get to celebrate the most important holiday
Of
in
the
the
year.
Christian faith.
Well, why don't you lead us into that?
Yeah, no, I was gonna read from John here. Just it'll be a little bit, but just want to read about Good Friday. It starts in John. I was going to start in John 18. You can also, obviously, the other gospels have their account of this as well. But in verse 28, John 18, then they led Jesus from the house of Caiaphas to the governor's headquarters. It was early morning. They themselves did not enter the governor's headquarters so that they would not be defiled, but could eat the Passover. So Pilate went outside to them and said, What accusation do you bring against this man? They answered him, If this man were not doing evil, we would not have delivered him over to you. Pilate said to them, Take him yourselves and judge him by your own law. And the Jews said to him, It is not lawful for us to put anyone to death. This was to fulfill the word Jesus had spoken, to show what kind of death he was going to die. So Pilate entered his headquarters again and called Jesus and said to him, Are you the king of the Jews? Jesus answers, Do you say this of your own accord, or did others say this to you about me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Your own nation and chief priests have delivered you over to me. What have you done? Jesus said, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would have been fighting that I might not be delivered over to the Jews, but my kingdom is not from this world. Then Pilate said to him, So you are a king? Jesus answered, You say that I am a king. For this purpose I was born, and for this purpose I have come into the world, to bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth listens to my voice. Pilate said to him, What is the truth? After he said this, he went back outside to the Jews and told them, I find no guilt in him. But you have a custom that I should release one man for you at the Passover. So do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews? They cried out again, Not this man, but Barabbas. Now Barabbas was a robber. John 19. Then Pilate took Jesus and flogged him, and the soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head and arrayed him in a purple robe. Then they came to him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews, and struck him with their hands. Pilate went out again and said to them, See, I am bringing him out to you, that you may know I find no guilt in him. So Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. Pilate said to them, Behold the man. When the chief priests and the officers saw him, they cried out, Crucify him, crucify him. And Pilate said to them, Take him yourselves and crucify him, for I find no guilt in him. And then the Jews answered him, We have a law, and according to that law he ought to die because he had made himself the Son of God. When Pilate heard this statement, he was even more afraid. He entered his headquarters again and said to Jesus, Where are you from? But Jesus gave him no answer. So Pilate said to him, You will not speak to me? Do you not know that I have the authority to release you and the authority to crucify you? Jesus answered him, will have no authority over me at all unless I had given it to you from above. Therefore he who delivered me over to you has the greater sin. From then on Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out, If you release this man, you are not Caesar's friend. Everyone who makes himself a king opposes Caesar. So when Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out, sat down on the judgment seat at a place called the Stone Pavement, and in Aramaic, Gabbatha. Now it was the day of preparation of the Passover. It was about the 6th hour. He said to the Jews, Behold your king. They cried out, Away with him, crucify him. Pilate said to them, Shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, We have no king but Caesar. So he delivered him over to them to be crucified. So they took Jesus, and he went out bearing his own cross to a place called the place of a skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. There they crucified him, and with 2 others, one on either side, Jesus between them. Pilate also wrote an inscription and put on the cross. It read, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. Many of the Jews read this inscription, for the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Aramaic, in Latin, and in Greek. So the chief priests of the Jews said to Pilate, Do not write the King of the Jews, but rather, This man said, I am the King of the Jews. Pilate answered, What I have written, I have written. When the soldiers had crucified Jesus, they took his garments and divided them into 4 parts, 1 part for each soldier, also his tunic, but the tunic was seamless, woven in one piece from top to bottom. So they said to one another, Let us not tear it, but cast lots for it, to see whose it shall be. This was to fulfill the scripture that says, They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. So the soldiers did these things. But standing by the cross, Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to his mother, Woman, behold your son. And then he said to the disciple, Behold your mother. And from that hour the disciple took her to his own home. After this, Jesus, knowing that all was finished, said, To fulfill the scripture, I thirst. A jar full of sour wine stood there, so they put a sponge full of the sour wine on a hyssop branch and held it to his mouth. When Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, It is finished, bowed his head, and gave up his spirit. Since it was the day of preparation, so the bodies would not remain on the cross of the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high day. The Jews asked Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. So the soldiers came and broke the legs of the first and the others who had been crucified with him. But when they came to Jesus and saw he was already dead, they did not break his legs. But one of the soldiers pierced his side with a spear, and at once there came out blood and water. He who saw it has borne witness. His testimony is true, and he knows that he is telling the truth, that you may also believe. For these things took place, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Not one of his bones will be broken. And again, another scripture says, They will look on him whom they have pierced. Lord, thank you for this day. Ultimately, the day that resembles the day your son took the ultimate punishment for our sins. But it is called Good Friday, and it doesn't make sense sometimes to call it Good Friday when your son was beaten, broken, whipped, and pierced and made fun of over and over again, and suffered greatly, more than anyone else has ever suffered, and all for us and all for his people whom he calls Lord. But it's called Good Friday because Sunday is coming. And on that Sunday, he rose again and conquered death so we can conquer death and spend eternity with him in heaven. We put our faith in him and know that our justification to get there is only from the blood on the cross to cover our sins and him conquering death for us, Lord. Thank you for all the prophecies he fulfilled, every single one. Not one did he miss. And all the connection of Scripture he puts together and you put together for us today through your word, Lord. In your glorious name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, that's it for episode 8 of season 2. You guys have a safe Easter, and we'll see you guys next time.